Hi, the Jersey Devil, Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, all creatures who would most likely beat me in a fight. But what about the ones that wouldn't? There are thousands of reported sightings of humanoid, supernatural, or otherwise unknown creatures from the beginning of history. A lot of them are blood-curdling monsters or trickster douchebags that want to harm us. While a great many others are dangerous, yes, but they just want to be left alone, doing whatever freaky stuff it is that they do. I assume something like this. But there is a third group, and it's one that doesn't get a lot of attention. And that group is made up entirely of cryptids who are just kinda stupid. And those are the ones that we're gonna be talking about today. And I know you're probably thinking, Doug, isn't qualifying a cryptid as stupid just a matter of opinion? No. No. Nope. Will they haunt me in my sleep? Torment me as revenge for my disrespect? Maybe. But that's why I'm picking these weird, dopey ones, because if that were to happen, I'd beat their freak ass. We're gonna talk about one that's a 4-foot tall frog. You think I can't beat a 4-foot tall frog in a fight? Well, you're probably wrong. Cause I probably can. First cryptid that's kind of weird that I could probably win a fight against, the Mannegeshi. The Mannegeshi actually refers to a species of cryptids. For a description, let's take a look at the cryptid wiki. According to the website, they're little creatures with thin, lanky arms and legs and big heads minus a nose. The wiki also says that they're sexdactylous humans, which, obviously, I'm actually really glad that the wiki used that word to describe them as well, because that's the exact word that I would have used to describe them. Apparently these silly little things like to hang out in the rapids or rivers and then just randomly capsize canoes, which in turn does lead to the death of the canoer. Pretty scary stuff. Unfortunately for them, I don't canoe. I think it's dumb. A real famous one of these things is called the Dover Demon from Massachusetts. There have been a few encounters with it. Really not that much to it. Basically within the span of a couple days, a few unrelated people all claimed to see the same creature and had similar descriptions. Didn't really do that much. Apparently it just kind of stood there and stared at him for a little bit. Common consensus is that it just kind of waits in trees or rocks until somebody comes by and then it scares them. And then that's it. Cool way to spend your time, I guess. In terms of beating it in a fight, apparently they're not that big. One lady said that it was about the size of an average goat, which is a super unhelpful point of comparison. Not too sure the size of the average goat. It's somewhere around like this big though. So I guess I just like throw it really hard. It's kind of like a play it by ear type of altercation, but yeah, I'd probably throw it at a tree or push it really hard or something. The Loveland Frog. Now this frog thing is on a list titled Dumbass Cryptids and How I Beat Them in a Fight, but that does not mean that I don't like whatever this thing is. The tale of the Loveland Frog brings us to the beautiful state of Pennsylvania's weird neighbor, Ohio. What a place that it stinks exists. The Loveland Frog is a humanoid frog, standing at about 4 feet tall, so already super easy to beat in a fight. And according to legend, in 1955, a businessman was driving late at night and he saw 3 of these things just staring at him. They were all standing under a bridge, and one of them had a little wand over its head that was spraying sparkles into the air. Again, what a cool way to spend your time. All these cryptids have such interesting hobbies. Hanging out with your boys under a dimly lit bridge with one sparkle spraying wand that I guess you share? I don't know. And like any good cryptid tale, there's an encounter with a cop. The main character of this story, Officer Mark. One night, Mark was driving and he saw something run across the road in front of him. It went to crawl under the guardrail to get away, but it couldn't because it was too busy getting shot to death by Mark, who immediately began rapidly unloading his sidearm's entire magazine into this thing. Mark shot the unknown living creature because that was the rational thing to do in this situation. You ever been driving really late at night when it's pretty dark out and you see something that you don't really know exactly what it is, but that isn't attacking you and actually is actively trying to get away? Well, shoot to kill. It's apparently how you handle that situation. Genuinely, this is a real quote by Officer Mark explaining why he did what he did. When talking about the event in a 2016 interview, Mark said that he actually got a pretty good look at the creature. And he explained his murder by saying, "I knew no one would believe me, so I shot it." Hey man, What? That couldn't possibly be a defense that holds up. And then, getting back to the hypothetical from before, after you gun down this innocent fleeing creature, and this is real, according to what Mark said himself, you take the body and put it in your trunk to show your buddy. What the fuck? I didn't mention this, but about 2 weeks before Officer Mark, for no reason, murdered the frog guy, another officer, Ray Shockey, claims to have also seen the creature. Notably, he was unable to pump it full of hot lead, but the universe patched that up pretty quickly. So Mark went to Ray Shockey and he showed him the slowly rotting amphibian corpse that was haphazardly shoved into his trunk to be like, hey, do you remember that thing that you might have seen in really awful lighting late at night 2 weeks ago when you were super tired? Well, guess what? I blew its fucking brains out. And then Shockey was like, yeah, that might be it. I'm not really totally sure. And then Mark was like, cool. And then they both just went on with their lives. I don't know what public dumpster the corpse of that frog ended up in, but that is besides the point. Apparently it was most likely just somebody's giant 4-foot tall pet iguana that was missing a tail and got loose, because that happens, I guess. All these websites drop that explanation like it's a normal thing that happens in the world. So how would I beat the Loveland Frog in a fight? Well, it's actually a trick question, because there is no Loveland Frog to beat in a fight, because it was mercilessly gunned down in the street back in the 70s. Let's move on. The Nuppeppo. Wow, look at this guy. This fella has a rough backstory. I mean, the wiki entry is really just bullying the guy. The internet describes the Nuppeppo as a creature with a flabby appearance and a pungent body odor. It appears as a blob of flesh with a hint of a face visible within the folds of its fat. The Nuppeppo is not a fighter. They're very unaggressive. They like to hang out in graveyards and other places late at night when nobody else is around, because they're like cool loners. Except as noted before, they smell like shit. Some sources say that it's made of decaying flesh. Other sources say that it only smells like decaying flesh. I say neither is great. Oh, and also, apparently, if you eat its flesh, you might gain eternal youth. So if you want to do that, that is all you. I'm good myself. That's more of like a you journey. Guys, you know, I don't think this one is a dumbass. Actually, you know what? I don't think any of these guys are dumbasses. I think after getting to know all these fellas a little bit better, I was a little too aggressive with my title. They're all kind of chill guys. I mean, the Mannegeshi are a bunch of dicks, but they're not bad guys. They just like to give people a little scare. And I honestly kind of want to hang out with the Loveland Frog guys. They seem chill. I would love to stand with them under a dimly lit bridge in a horizontal line and all face the same direction. And then when it's my turn to hold the sparkle wand and do nothing with it but just stand there, God, what an awesome Friday night that would be. And even this thing. This Nuppeppo thing. This walking ball of flab that smells like the BO of hot ass. I'm still kind of vibing with him. Bro, I don't think any of these guys are dumbasses. You know? And even though I would win if I were to fight them, I never would. And actually, I never told you how I would beat the Nuppeppo in a fight. It's a pretty easy win, just like the other two. But again, I would never use this unless I had to. But to beat this creature, I'd probably take it on vacation to Ohio and then convince it to take a late night stroll, and then it would die of natural causes by getting executed in the street by a guy named Mark. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. I'm gonna do more videos in the future, so subscribe for them and like and comment and, you know, stuff, whatever. And goodbye.